Want to know how to tone your face and lift your cheekbones naturally? Stay that I teach you the best techniques to lift the cheekbones. Let's start with the exercises, but first, and very important too, all the exercises in the morning, but be careful because the last one, very effective in the evening. Very effective in the evening. I'll remind you, do not worry. Let's start with the first exercise. Right? First, a big smile, eh? Smile well. Let's see. Here we are. Okay? You see yourself in the mirror? Otherwise, you know, don't you? The feeling. And with two little fingers, let's put the middle one here, the smile, and the other one to the side. Right? Here. 30 seconds. We're going to start doing mobilizing exercises. Okay? Outward. Okay? To work the musculature of the cheekbones. Okay? That's what we're going to try. Here, I put 1, 2 there. And start activating. Don't let the smile fade away. It can come and go unexpectedly. I recently experienced it myself, so trust me. Make sure you are present in the moment, and once you're here, you'll truly feel it. Ruben, I am exhausted from these exercises, but it's all right. Pause, complete 10, and continue. However, you must strive for roughly 30. Begin with a powerful warm-up exercise to strengthen your cheekbones. The drooping of cheekbones occurs due to the depletion of collagen, elastin, and subcutaneous fat, in addition to the weakening of facial muscles caused by gravity. One reason for uneven facial sagging could be an imbalanced sleeping posture, excessive leaning on one hand, uneven muscle development, or irregular chewing patterns. Engaging in regular facial exercises can assist in maintaining firmer facial contours. Let's go to the second massage. Oriental spoon technique massage. Ruben, I don't have the spoon. Don't worry, don't worry. Take a spoon that you have nearby. If it can be a little bit big, not the small one at all. And for this, we are going to use a little bit of oil. Good. Easy, eh? I have some here. I put a little bit of oil. Here. Perfect Oriental spoon technique. We are going to spread it a little bit on all sides because what is going to work the most is always the side. We are going to put it about 45 degrees. Though without it coming off. If I put it directly here, maybe it can come out. If I start in the center and start extending, maybe it's easier. Okay? So we're going to go all the way up the cheekbone. Okay? So let's start, huh? We're going to start on the right in this case. Obviously, if I had 2 spoons, I could do it with 2, but I'd rather you see it straight through. Here. Let's put in a little bit and come up. Okay? And here we change a little bit. I'm going back. There we go. Okay? Right here. And the other side. How long? Well, just a little while is enough for me. Careful not to. Nailing this part? I'm fine, eh? You can see I'm fine. Careful with nailing this part, but here stretching. But there. Another side. Pressure. Well, a little firm pressure. That is to say, press but without any pain, but you should feel the pressure of the spoon. This exercise is important to improve circulation and firmness of the whole skin of the whole cheekbone area. Third massage to raise a little bit the cheekbones. This is a COVID massage, okay? You have already heard me in a video, and if not, look it up because it is very, very interesting, the COVID massage. How are we going to do it? Take a look. Well, we are going to do it with 2 little fingers at first. We are going to start working all along the jawline, not below the bone, but above the bone up to the temples, okay? This is the path. Constant pressure. Medium and firm pressure. Here we're going to repeat it about 10 times on both sides. Okay, that would be the first part. I also facilitate a little bit the musculature. And we are also going to start to produce a little bit of collagen. And the second part. Second part would be with the fingers. And pay attention, because this is very interesting. We can do here, but I want us to do something else on the cheekbones, okay? Let's do it here, okay? You can do it with 2 or 3 fingers. I mean, this would be one to activate, but what I want is this. Up. Under the bone. And also, about 10 times. Third massage. Well, we continue a little bit with the facial lift, and this time we are going to do facial yoga for the cheekbones. How are we going to do it? Well, notice that it has 2 parts. First 2 little fingers. I'm here cheekbones, but I'm going to the forehead, stretching a little bit, huh? Okay? Like if I bring here, but without taking my fingers. Okay, once we're here, now we're going to do a big aho with the mouth. And stretch there. Okay, I mean, first we stretch, and then the ho. Shall we hold this tension? Okay? Well, we can hold it for about 5 or 6 seconds. If you make it to 10, hey, perfect. And we're going to repeat this 3 or 4 times. I'm good with 3. If you want to do it again, great. I'm going to repeat the last one. Come on. I'm stretching. Ho. And here what we are going to do above all is to tone up the whole part of the mouth and also the musculature. And let's go to the last massage. And if you remember, I told you that the last one was very important to do it at night. Let's see. You can do it in the morning. It will be very good for you too, especially if you have the crucifixion. But if you do it at night, you will release more tension and you will also work on what we are doing today, which is the cheekbones. What would the massage be like? Well, we are going to do it with knuckles. So the pressure should not be too strong. Medium pressure, but deep. Okay? And what are we going to do? We're going to do this route. Look at this, right here. Almost reaching the temples. Without reaching, because we're going to go over the bone a little bit. But here, but with knuckles. That is to say, a little bit deeper. We start here. And we finish in this part. Okay? I recommend a little bit of oil. If you don't have a very dry face, okay? Especially the knuckles. Of course, I'm not going to put it anywhere else, obviously. Here, I'll put it on first and then here. A little bit goes a long way, huh? I'm coming over here. Okay? I'm coming to the cheekbones. I'm going to go down and I'm going to do this. Like I'm drawing a half smile right here. I do this. And up. Okay? Laughs. I do it again. And up. Okay? Approximately about 30 times to do it. And well, you've got the best cheekbone lifting massages. And even have a much fresher, much younger face. And remember this, you have to do this not 1 day or 2 days. This is a commitment thing. Weeks. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and your face ends up super. As always, to healing and beyond. Let's start now with another video. Okay, that's a very interesting video because it's the 9 facial techniques that I really liked, and that's why I bring them here. Okay, which are to keep you a little bit young. Okay, and then I'm going to tell you while I'm making the video about a study I've been looking at, okay? A study that I've been looking at, okay. That they've been studying in Chicago about facial techniques that have been used and what has happened with those techniques and who has done them. Especially in which people, what age of player there would be. That is age range, sorry. And how that has been worked, okay? So, let's start. Okay, and it's very interesting because he often works using his fingers, sometimes just his thumb and index finger, and mostly deals with fingers. And he works a lot with fingers, and he works in a way like very small and very intense. So it's interesting. Right. Well, it does a little bit, let's say, there's a little bit of everything in this video that we're going to do, and in these exercises we're going to do. Because it's not kinesio, it's not tapping, but they do some types of massage that has to do with points also on the face. Okay, for example, with this part here. With this part also around the eyes, okay. In other words, it has many things. I tell you that this is really going to catch your attention because it is very curious, everything that is being worked on, that at the beginning you don't see it, it doesn't look like that, but then when you start working on it, you see it, and it is very interesting. So let's start. Okay, step first. Okay, we're going to use 2 fingers. Okay, the thumb and this, and we're going to put a little bit of cream. Okay, on all 4 fingers. Okay, here. And we are going to start with this massage. We start here, okay? To finish as always on the top or by loosening the neck a little bit, okay? Then notice we start here, okay? From the chin upwards. There. This goes from the bottom, eh? That is below from the chin, from the bone, right? Right. This first exercise is going to work a lot on the jaw, okay? Okay, there. Right here. And we're going a little bit, how's that feel? It feels good. Let's keep going. It also relaxes this whole part, doesn't it? Notice that this massage can also help. What benefits do you believe it can provide? I'm directly asking for your opinion. Additionally, when do you think this message will be helpful in our work within this particular field? Okay, I'll give you a minute to answer. Okay, if you are not doing the exercise, if you are doing the exercise, don't worry. You do the exercise and that's it. That's it. What's the most important thing? Okay. There. Okay, this would be the first part, okay? I mean, this is the first exercise yet. I mean, see how it comes. Okay, next. Okay, let's put one hand here on the face approximately. Yeah, and one hand across the neck, okay? Right there. That's a little bit of a warm-up, huh? Okay? Right there. Okay, good. Let's go to the other side, okay? This is nothing. We'll do this for nothing, just a minute, right? Or even less, huh? Okay, that's where we work. Good. Okay, perfect. And when we're doing all this stuff to work the oval, okay, now we're going to do, like we have 2 little claws here, okay? And notice, now that we were working here before, huh? Now it's different. We do with this, okay? Important. Down. And now we go up, okay? First we're going to do it smooth. Here there are changes of speed, which is important. And when are we also going to do the exercise? I didn't say we are going to do it in the morning, right? In the morning, this exercise is great for activating. It's also a good option for the evening. You may wonder why it's suitable for the evening. Well, that's because we're occupied with work throughout the day. This routine includes all of that. All right? And then it will help us, for example, if we have bruxism. So here we have 2 things that are really good for us, okay? We put them together, okay? Okay, we come here. Here, okay? Annular index right there. And open. Very softer. And watch. Okay, smooth and deep. And now when we've done about 6, 7, 8, right here, we're going to start doing it, but we're going to do it faster. And the feeling we have to have is like a little bit of heat, okay? So we do here, okay? Right there. All right, laughs. Let's do about 30, huh? And you can put a little bit, of course, red on that part, huh? But notice that one works here. And another one works downstairs. Be careful not to get in, okay? But just move it a little bit. Right? Not so much like this, not so much stretching. But sliding, okay? Right there. Okay, laughs. That's perfect. Look at the feeling. Feels like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders, doesn't it? Like in the neck. The feeling a little bit in the face, in the cheekbones, right? That feeling a little bit is over there, okay? The next one we're going to do, okay? Well, how's it going? How's the exercise going, by the way? Tell me anything. How did you feel? How do you feel? How's it going? Hmm? Do you feel the sensation on your face? Didn't you like it? Or say, look, I like the Tanaka a lot. I like this less so far. Or I've noticed more sensation here on the part of the chin, but it cost me something. If something is difficult for you, sorry, of the exercises, tell me about it. Hey, it's really hard for me to do this, to get here. There's a part where I don't feel comfortable because, right, you can tell me about these kinds of things. Take advantage of the fact that I am here for you and for you, because that doesn't always happen to us and it's important. Okay? In principle, how many times a day do you usually ask me? Usually in the morning, okay? Every exercise, these exercises were 3 in 1, okay? And mostly the first one was to activate, and the second one was to activate. And this was already the exercise itself, okay? This was the exercise itself. How long? Well, the whole exercise can last 2 minutes. I mean, look, we have done this one about 30 times, and the other one too. And the other one too, right? 30 times, I don't know what, and the other one the same. So it's more or less the same, right? Okay, next exercise we are going to do. Now thumb and forefinger, okay? From chin to ears, okay? We've done here, we've done this, and now we're going to do this. Up here going up, okay? From the chin, here. Wait a moment and let me see, yeah. Here, okay, this, a little bit like before, huh? Wait a moment. Look, we start here. But we get to the ears, okay? In this case, we're going to go in a little further, okay? Careful not to push too hard, but we're going to go all the way to the ears, okay? In other words, we have a little bit more distance to cover. And more or less, we're going to do about 30 times, right? Come with me a little bit. And then comes an exercise that goes directly to the ears, right? That is why now we are doing it going up so much. Right? One will reach the back and the other will reach the front. There, perfect. Oh, we continue a little bit more. Well, you have to have the orofacial already phenomenal, right? The feeling. I don't know if you have ever noticed, also in these, well, some celebrities and so on, who suddenly have a face like this and suddenly another day they are all, or everything marked, everything like that, especially the guys, right? The face is less square. But, well, let's say this is for that. Right? Okay. Now let's go to the third one, huh? It's going to work on the ears, okay? And I'll tell you a little bit. All right, here's the revised text. Regarding our live shows, usually they take place on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, though occasionally this may vary. Nonetheless, rest assured that the shows are consistently scheduled and dependable. You always have to be attentive because they are usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays. activate the little bell, because that's where you're going to get the little bell that you see there on the side that says a little bell. So like that means alerts. So we alert you when, so you don't have to worry about anything. You set the bell and you get it in the mail, or you get it wherever you tell us. Bang, little bell, tie ling ling. So hey, we're here Tuesday, Wednesday, so and so. Okay, it's important that you activate it, because if you don't, we can't send you anything. So if you want to activate it right now and get in there. Okay, so we go on. In this case, we said the ears, okay? So look, it's here, right? They are two little fingers, more or less. The first one has two parts, just like the first one has two parts, right? We are going to do this one about 20 times. We're not going to do the first one much more. I say, under the ears, okay? And we're going to do it from here, following the chain a little bit, and without getting to the bone, but here we do this. Don't squeeze too hard, because then it might hurt. The fingers don't have to be too tight either. They have to be relaxed. Notice the difference. The wrist relaxed, right? The little hand relaxes, as they say there, right? Here. The other side. On the other side, better said. Both sides, okay? There. Right? First and now. Next. Inside the same exercise, okay? Here. Okay? See how this is. This way and this way. Right? There we start here. And we go up, and then we're going to go down a little bit more. I mean, I'm going to do it slowly first, okay? Right there. And once you've got it, in fact, you will almost hear it in your ears, huh? The exercise, right? Man, obviously we're activating a lot of skin elasticity and firmness as well, and we're also relaxing a little bit the whole neck part. The whole neck. How long does this take? Well, look, a minute or so. Approximately 60 times this exercise. Perfect. Okay? Hey, look, Ruben, it hurts here when I do it. Well, then don't do it so much, okay? Don't put so much here, but do it a little softer without reaching the top. But it does go down. Okay, that's important. Right? And as always, in addition to this exercise, with this speed, we are going to make it regenerate or somehow activate the body's natural collagen, eh? That is important. How many people say I have pricked myself? Well, they don't tell you the same thing, but they have. I have injected collagen for my lips, for my cheekbones. Well, this activates, but in a natural way. That is to say, you can do it at home for yourself, without anyone saying anything or spending I don't know what. So look how good it is. Okay? Then we're going to do another one, right? In this case, we have done the one with the ear. We are going to make it as a knuckle, okay? And it's going to have that structure here and down here, okay? From the chin to this one. We're going to do this one, yeah. From the chin here, there. Okay, we'll go up to that. Look, wait a minute, here it is. We go up there, and then here and then down. That's it, okay? I mean, we're here, we do this, and this, right? Knuckle look, right? I mean, it's going to be deep. Okay, why? Because we have the bones directly. If you see that the face is still there, then you put a little bit here. Although I think that with everything we have done, right? We already have a smooth, soft face, or at least one that is not, let's say, rough, right? It should not be dry. It is important that it is not dry so as not to hurt our skin, right? That is important, the skin, at least at the derma level, that is to say, at the derma level. Derma, that is a little bit of derma, right? Of the first thing almost like, okay, look here, up there. We open
and down.
Vale?
Okay? Okay, let's go on a little bit more. Look, we're here. We go up, up. And down, okay? Again. And down. See how relaxing it is as well as an exercise, eh? And all the part of the face we work on. No, I don't do this, eh? I don't take my face, that is, I don't go up, but I do. I move, that is, no, I don't stretch, I move. There and down. How many times are we going to do this one? Well, more or less about 60, okay? So it's going to be about 3 minutes. Maybe if you don't have that much time, you can do it for 2 minutes, okay? Minutes, okay? That's more or less the time I do it, about 40 times, right? Okay, look, I'm marking 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. 2. 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. 2. 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. 2. 3. 1, 2, 3. We're done with this one, huh? Two and 3. Great. What's the feeling on your face now? Tell me a little bit. You probably have more of a relaxed feeling, right? In the face, like a feeling of being calm, of being more relaxed. Okay, that's also important. That you notice it too, because at the end of the day, that we are working on the flaccidity a little bit, and we are going to redefine, in quotation marks, redefine the face a little bit. We are going to continue with another one. And the next thing is that I will tell you what I have told you about what had been done. The study that had been done at this University of Chicago. Okay, look, to reduce tension also in the part of the face. Whenever we reduce tension, doesn't mean that the face is going to fall off. It means in this case that we're going to let the face regain a little bit of natural shape. Okay, so we're going to do it in this case with 2 little fingers. And it's up and down. Okay, so see, we're here. And what we do is there, okay? We're making little circles and going up. We go up and then we also go down. Be careful not to get to the tear trough here. And this also, well, 1 minute. 1.5 minutes approximately. More or less 3 seconds going up, 3 seconds going down. Ruben, I find it easier to do it with 1 finger. Well, you can also do it with 1 finger. There you go. We can do it. You'll see how good. What a sensation. Especially in this part, okay? It's close to the groove. So that's where you're going to feel it too, because that's where it reflects a little bit. There. Well, follow me there a little bit in the exercise. I want you to notice something. Notice that I have this hand with this finger facing outwards. How do you have it? I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm telling you how you have it. Sometimes I have it like this. Sometimes you have the finger up if it's down. We are finishing this one. Oh, what a pleasure, what a feeling to have worked here. What a pleasure. Notice how you can also feel that the sensation goes all the way down to the bottom. And also a very, very strong feeling of relaxation, because this part too, well, it doesn't look like it, but there is a lot of tension in this part. You can imagine that the muscles here also contract when smiling. Also contract. Okay. And at the end, we are doing a lot of work, and this part relaxes the muscles a lot. So if we are relaxing the musculature, we are also manufacturing in some way. What we were saying, we are also activating the body's natural collagen, but also relaxing that part. We are going to work now on the eye limit effect. I have some little things left, and look how cool they are. In this case, it's under the eyebrow. And what we're going to do is we're going to go like going into the eyebrow. Tick, 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 tick. Kind of punctuating like acupuncture points that aren't there. There's one in the middle here that's right, but it's not the case. It's under the eyebrow. We are going to work, and you will see how it also gives you a very strong relaxing sensation. Okay, then come with me to stretch here first. Okay, and then here. With two little fingers, we're going to go up a little bit. And release until we get to the end, and then remove the other one. Okay, and then there. Under the eyebrow. If you have a headache, be careful, but I'm also telling you that the other side is also going to help you. Okay? Right there. That's it. And we're also stretching here. Notice crow's feet a little bit. Okay, crow's feet a little bit right there. And you can do this for about a minute or so. Did anybody know this exercise or not? Question for everyone. I say this because this part is the great forgotten part of the normally massages and everything. And now I'm going to go to the other eye so it doesn't stay different. There. Okay, let's go to the other side. Remember, not too much cream here, not too much cream. I stretch a little bit and there. Hey Ruben, I can do it better with one hand than with the other. Well, it's normal. I tell you so. That's it, that happens. Okay, it happens. Okay, as if they were pulsating, eh? As if they were acupuncture points. I'm pulsing. And I'm opening. Okay, Chuckles, come on, we're done. And now look, And the other side the same. This does have a little bit more speed. And nothing, just be here for a little while. Or 20 seconds. Perfect. What a sensation, right? Especially the eyes, right? Like they're more rested. They're more breathed in. Okay, perfect. Look, there are two little things left. Okay. In this case, we are going to do something for a superficial part of the muscle also to relax all this part, and we are going to do it on the eyebrows. Okay? Here we're going to go like this. Here we're going to go inside the eyebrow, like we're going to go in and stretch. Okay, there. Two little fingers, thumb, index finger. Stretch and release, okay? Right there. You're not pulling on the hair, but pulling on the skin. And this, excuse me, we can do it for a minute or so. We don't need more, but a minute or so is fine. The other side. Okay, that's fine. That's perfect, good. And to finish, we'll do this one, okay? Look, we put it together approximately here, like we're putting them together there. If we were to rough them up, we'd be putting them together, but we're going to do them here. And what this one is going to do is also work with the elasticity of the skin. Let's say it's going to break a little bit, when there we are going to create the natural collagen, okay? Here, so it has to be very strong, right? Okay, this would be like for the last of these exercises to make you feel younger, of these techniques. And now we're going to go over a little bit of what we've been looking at. Okay, perfect. This is where we end this one, okay? And this one was techniques, okay? They were techniques, in this case, facial techniques to stay young, right? But well, we are going to do the Tanaka one. Okay, I listen to you. If you have any doubt, you can also ask me anything. First of all, what I was going to tell you about the university. Do you remember I told you that there was a study? Well, this study was done in JAMA Dermatology at Northwestern University in the United States, and it was for women in their 40s or 65 for 20 weeks. There was a study, and it was seen that by working on this exercise facials, an average of 16 facial exercises were done. They were done every other day. Sometimes, I tell you this so that you can see that by doing alternate days, were several weeks and they did about 30 minutes a day. Every other day, that is. Imagine that you do 15, but every day. Okay, then the cheek went up. It was also seen that the skin also improved in this case. And it was even said that it had been able to be done as, well, because it looked like younger people. As always, I would like to tell you to keep following us, to keep checking the bell, to be aware of everything that is also important. And as I always tell you, well, here we are, Rubenstam, until the healing and beyond.